Hey, this is Matt Wallace. I am going to be your course instructor for CGT 346, and this is an After Effects course. You can also do video compositing with Foundry's Nuke, but we already have other people teaching that, so they asked me to do this one, so we'll be doing After Effects. Why After Effects, you might ask? Well, people use it for all kinds of stuff now. It's in commercials, it's in a lot of broadcast television. Special effects are actually done with After Effects, and I've been doing it for about 10 years now. I did a CGT degree that ended in 2007, and now I'm back here helping out with this course. So one of the things I wanted to say is you should look at the Blackboard course, where we have a lot of the information for what you'll be doing in this. First off, you should definitely check out the course information, and this isn't quite complete as of this video, but most of it's here. And this is all just instructions on how to do the proof of concept assignments, how to submit them. There's not really any instructions about the projects yet, but those are simpler and don't really need much instruction in terms of submission. So basically, the course is made up like this. There are 2 major projects and 5 modules full of proof of concept assignments. Inside each of these, you click back here. I'm sure you've done this before, but you click into the module, and then there are items like this, but then the assignments have these little thumbnails that go with them. And the proof of concept assignments work like this. There is a client text here in italics, and it's in a different font, so you can make sure that that's what it is. So it's just kind of like a fictional client that gives you sort of an idea and a sketch of what the assignment's going to be. And then back to a regular font, I give my little notes on how you ought to do it, or some tips or links to tutorials or things like that. And some of these have a little tutorial that I recorded for them. But a lot of these, there's enough stuff online that there was really no reason for me to record a whole new video to go alongside of them. And a part of that is also, like I say in other places, so that you get in the habit of learning how to figure things out without me spoon feeding it all to you. So you can go through here and you'll see that it used to be that there were options and you could do whichever ones you wanted on any given day, but that proved very confusing, and I got lots of emails of people not understanding when things were due. So now we have them all with due dates, and in the event that there's one where I couldn't see how to do it without a plugin that I didn't want to make you buy, or there are 2 things to do and each of them takes long enough that I couldn't ask you to do them both, there will be like a big bold "or," and those ones have some options. But otherwise, yeah, you can look at the schedule, and the due dates for all these assignments are listed in there. So you will make these different proof of concepts, so it's sort of to show how it would work if you had time to polish it. And then make sure you look at the submission format for how to turn those in. So you should have a folder with a name that makes sense. You create a text file or a rich text or whatever. But that's just your README that tells me what you made. You zip up the whole thing after collecting it in After Effects, and then you include a little render here. And with H.264 or MP4 compression, that's how we prefer you to turn them in. It used to be that I didn't make that a requirement, but it was insane. So be sure you also watch the compression methods video to make sure you're turning in the right type of render and they're the right reasonable sort of size. So the other thing you should know about is the 2 projects that we have in here. And I used to only have the instructions and the criteria for how they were going to be graded in the syllabus, but that was not quite good enough, so now they're in the instructions too. So you'll see that we have this music video, and we had some really creative music videos last semester, and we also had some that were very uncreative. The way I've been grading these is that these are your chance to really sort of dazzle with some really polished, neat thing that you came up with to do and sort of show off. And this is your way of creating something that you can put in a portfolio, something you can show to potential clients, something that's kind of like a glamour piece. And so some people treated this like a proof of concept assignment, where they would find a tutorial on how to make some effect and then, drop in their audio and send me the render. And it's nice, but it's really not what these are meant for. This is your chance to innovate and your chance to be creative And sometimes people have complained that the music video project is a little open-ended for them. So I hope that you will send me early ideas of what you have in mind, and we can sort of narrow it down and help you come up with something cool that you'll be proud of. And then the other one is this VFX sequence at the end of the semester. And you'll see I have provided some stock footage here that we took, and you can click any of these and it just downloads the video. But this is just stuff that I had a props company from Matchbox Studio in Lafayette that they loaned us a bunch of pretty expensive props that the deposit would have been insane to have students play with them. So this is, since this is a class that tries to focus on visual effects and not shooting footage, we didn't want to make it mandatory for you to figure out time with the lab to record something. Some of the best VFX videos we got really were done by students that shot their own footage, but we wanted to make that optional since this is a VFX class. And since I'm encouraging you to choose effects you've seen in TVs or movies, the creativity aspect is how to accomplish it. So the thing is, you're not going to get any points for creativity or originality if you are basically taking your effect from a tutorial that they show you step by step how to make it, and all you did was show yourself with a Nerf gun doing it. There's no originality to that, and moreover, once the effect gets popular enough, potential clients and people that would hire you or people who want to see that you can do something will see that all you've done is follow someone else's handful of steps, and no one's impressed with that in the same way that no one's impressed if you build the Lego castle that's on the box. Sure, it's a nice thing, but it doesn't really demonstrate in any way your competence as a creator. So please try and keep that in mind as you make these. People still turned in polished projects that got decent grades based on tutorials, but you're not going to ace this final project unless you come up with something fairly original. And I weight it that way so that you get more points if it's original. Anyway, so those are the projects. There's also a bonus module at the end. And this deals with After Effects' well, for one thing, it has a lot of expression stuff, which is a version of JavaScript that's in here. And you can create some neat effects that are pretty much impossible without using this. But also there's a little thing on rotoscoping for animation, which was formerly in the rotoscoping module, but I realized that it was so far outside the scope of what you normally need to do for VFX and was more like an animation technique. I wanted to make that an optional assignment that you could do for extra credit. So all this stuff in the bonus modules for extra credit. There's no due dates as long as you turn it in before the end of the semester. So yeah, that's it. Start thinking ahead of time about your music video. You'll see on the schedule that it sort of parallels these modules. It's not separate, so the two projects you work on while you're doing module work. And I hope you really enjoy it. I hope this course was designed to produce people that were competent at doing everything the module teaches you, and then to dazzle and show that you have mastered something well enough. We have 2 polished projects that you submit Vimeo links to sort of demonstrate you know how to share and you've made something cool. So anyways, I'll look forward to seeing all of your projects being turned in on the network drive.